Okay. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Manning Field for a football night. This is Greater Boston League, Lynn Classical taking on Medford. Classical looking to go 3-1. Medford looking for their first win. We have the outstanding Lynn marching band down in front set to do the anthem. We'll listen to them, and we'll be right back with football here at Manning Field. Outstanding job as usual by the Lynn Marching Band as we get set for Greater Boston League football. We mentioned Classical looking for their third win against one loss. It will be Medford kicking off, and Classical will get the ball first. I have to apologize up front. They gave us rosters, but whoever the person put them together, they put them in alphabetical order, not numerical number, which makes it very difficult. And then they put it in hieroglyphics. You almost can't pick up the wording. We're probably not going to have anybody's name right on the Medford roster, and I apologize up front for that. They kick it off, and it's going to go out of bounds at the 30-yard line. So with the kick out of bounds, let's see where the officials put the football to start. If they mark it out at the 31, if they mark 5 yards there for the out of bounds, it could be out to the 36. And it's funny because the yard markers are already set up at the 36. I don't know if they anticipated that. So they mark it off. So Classical will get the ball at their 36-yard line. And Classical, right off the bat, Brian Vaughn would be the quarterback. He got hurt in last year's Thanksgiving Day game, is out for the season. R.J. Fessler filling in, got hurt. He's out as well. And now their best running back, Matt Carrillo, is on crutches. They run it straight ahead with Nick Costa. He got it to the 48 for a pickup of 12 and a first down. So they used Nasky a little bit at quarterback, and that took away their wide receiver. They got everybody in tight, almost like a single wing. Coming to the near side, they slipped through one step. They just got a hold of them. Tyron Hoon. At the 38-yard line. The Medford 38. 14 yards and a pickup, back-to-back first downs by the Rams. He was a step away. They just got an ankle from behind and brought him down. To keep. Second, third, fourth efforts gets him down to the 21-yard line. Costa with the carry. At the 26, they pick up 12 more. So back-to-back first downs. They send two wideouts to either side now as they spread out. Now they send three to the far side, one to the near side. To keep by Costa, he gets hit. The line of scrimmage won't go anywhere. No gain on the play. Second and 10. They go back to that tight, almost single wing setup. Costa, the last man coming out, and he's going to get the snap. Off the right side, cutting it in, he's gone for the touchdown. He looking to go wide. He saw the hole and just stopped and cut it inside and went in for the touchdown. That's Hoon going 26. "64 yards in 5 plays. 4 of the 5 plays were first down plays, picking up first downs. The one play was the 0 yards. They'll go for 2. Everybody in tight. Sweeping the right side, and they're in easily. And that's Hoon again. So on 5 plays, they pick up 64 yards. Who's got 40? Costa's got 24. They were the bulk. They carried twice apiece. And Glasgow will kick it off. Bounces by. Was it touched? If it was touched and out of bounds, that's where the ball will be. Otherwise, they'd get the ball at the 35, but they're going to get the ball at the 15-yard line because it deflected off Medford. And I guess it didn't because they are going to put the ball at the 35-yard line. So Medford got a break. It looked like it went off a Medford player. So they'll start at their 35 as they got a break. A first go. The quarterback, 3 wideouts to the near side, 1 to the far side, looking to throw, stepping up, still looking, steps over the line. Afronso. it out to the 41. He picked up 6. Now he's going to lose. Back at the 39, he lost 2. So it'll be 3rd and 6 for the Mustangs of Medford. Trying to read the roster. It looks like a Furso. I hope I'm somewhat close. So a big play for Medford here. They don't want to give the ball right back to Classical. 3 to the far side, 1 to the near side. Classical, they got him again. He didn't have any time to throw it at all. Back at the 35, which is where they started. So Medford will have to kick it away. So Glasgow could get decent field position. With a run back, they could get good field position. Brian Vaughan, the head coach of Lynn Classical, as the kick is away. And he fielded it at the Classical 41-yard line. There's a flag down because they ran into the... He signaled for a fair catch, and they made contact. I think that's going to cost Medford. It's a big 15-yarder.
After the penalty, the Rams will take over with a 1st and 10. Ball be placed on the Mustangs, 45-yard line.
Well, they gave him to the 40 with the catch. 15 yards, moves it to the Medford 45, and they're in that single wing formation. Coming to the near side, they got a hold of his jersey and take Hume down. Might have been a... It's the illegal block against Classical. A big 15-yarder. So they gained 2 on the penalty against Medford. They give 15 back. It'll be 1st and a mile and a half. They run it straight ahead with Nasky. They put it at the Medford 49. 11 yards. So they get almost half that they need on 1st down. Costa is the acting quarterback. He brings the play to the huddle. Again, that single wing formation. Motion to the far side. They run it to the far side. And you pick up about 5. Costa with the carry. They get to the 44. He picked up 5. So it's going to be 3rd and 9. Little misdirection with Nasky, breaks a tackle. He's got a first down a little bit more down to the 31.
Number 4, John Haskey with a first down run for the Rams.
So they overcome the big penalty.
After the run by Haskey,
They get to the 31. He picked up 13.
Mustangs 31.
So Nasky, Hoon, Costa doing the heavy lifting here. Offensive line doing a nice job opening up some holes. We'll be closing in on 4 minutes left in the period when they snap the ball. Direct snap to Hoon off the right side. Slips a couple of tackles, gets down to the 21. Picked up 10. That should be enough for a first down. Hoon's got 50 yards rushing, and we got 4 minutes left in the first period.
After the run by the Rams, will set up the Rams a first and 10 from the Mustangs 21.
Again, that single wing setup. Motion to the far side. And illegal motion against Glasgow. That'll push him back 5. It'll be first and 15. They just overcame first and 25. A little bit of a crowd here for an early 5 o'clock start on Friday night. Few Medford fans on the other side. Nasky looking to throw. He's got a man open. Tip, incomplete. He had 2 guys wide open and took an extra second to throw it, and that cost him. They caught Medford because they would run. He stepped back. He had 2 receivers. Unfortunately, the 2 receivers were virtually together, and Medford was able to handle them a little bit easy. But they were a little bit late with the throw, and they could have had 6. Nasky slipped and fell as he got inside the 25. He picked up 2. Third and 13. And we're going to get a timeout called by Glasgow. If you're not with them, you're going to be in the stands. You're not all taping. Yeah, but you're not all taping. If you're not taping, you're going to be in the seats. Don't talk to him. He's doing a job. Glasgow was a couple of steps away from a touchdown pass. Then they got pushed back with a penalty, and now they've got 3rd and long, 3rd and 13. Two wideouts to the far side. Costa runs straight ahead. Not going to get a lot. Down to about the 21.
Number 4, John Haskell on the run for the Rams. He has 3-yard pickup. Says the Rams will take 4th and 10 from Mustangs 21.
4th and 10 from the 21. Obviously, they go for it. You're not going to punt from here. Two wideouts again to the far side. Costa looking to throw. Lets it fly for the end zone. He's got a man there. Medford got back. Nice defense by Medford, and they blocked it. They had him open in the corner, and he threw like a high pop-up, and it hung, and Medford was able to get back and block it. Pascal's going over 100 yards rushing, 108. But they turned the ball over.
After the incomplete pass, the Mustangs will take over with a 1st and 10. The ball will be placed at their
So Medford will have it for the second time. With just under 2 minutes left in this first period. Three wideouts to the far side, one to the near side. The quick out, caught, not for very much. In fact, they don't get anything. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Intended for number 10, John. Marino incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Three wideouts come to the near side this time. They hand it off. They're going to lose a yard. Exeter was the ball carrier. Actually put back at the, we'll call it the 21. So 3rd and 10. As if they run the ball, this will be the final play of the period. In fact, even if they throw an incomplete pass, it could be the last play. Looking to throw in trouble. He's going to get run over. And that's the last play of the period. We'll wait to see where they put the football. Medford's going to have to kick it away, and they're going to do it from deep in their own end. And Glasgow's going to get very good field position without a run back. Medford's going to wind up with minus yards in the first period. No first downs. They put the ball at the 13-yard line for a loss of 8. So they wind up with -4 in the first period. And the deep man for Glasgow is at midfield. If he gets any kind of a run back, they'll be in Medford territory. That's if they reach him. The kick is away. It takes a little bit of a Medford bounce. It'll die at the 46-yard line of Medford. So Classical has good field position in Medford territory.
After the punt, the Rams will take over with a first and 10. Ball will be placed on the Mustangs' 46-yard line. I want to remind everyone that the concession stand is open. We are selling food and drinks at that.
So first play for Classical in the second period comes from the Mustangs 46. Again, that single wing, everybody in tight. They run it to the near side, slipping a couple of tackles, falling inside the 35, and that's Hoon. They put it to 34. He picked up 12.
After the run, it'll be first and 10 for Classical. Ball will be placed on the Mustangs' 34-yard line.
So first and 10 from the 34. Again, that offensive line doing a nice job blocking. Acosta straight ahead. They give him the 31 for 3. Second and 7 for the Rams. Low snap, they get a hold of it, and that's going to break up the play as they pick up a yard. Acosta with the carry. Well, third down and 6. Obviously, again, in 4-down territory. Motion. Looked like Medford jumped. I don't know if Classical forced them offside. It's going to be against Medford. So that makes it a little bit easier. That makes it 3rd and a yard. As the lights come on here at Manning Field. Coming to the near side, cutting it up inside. Hoon slips another tackle. Almost took it to the house. Made a nice little juke step. And he gets it down to the 2. He's got 95 yards rushing. He's a freshman. We got a whistle for something. The official upfield blew the whistle for something. They put the ball back at the 3. So it's at the 3. He hand it off. And who runs it in? There's a flag on the play. I would assume that's going to take it back. Who was looking for a second touchdown? It's a big one. It's 10 yards. And they mark it from the point of foul, so it goes back to the 14-yard line. So it's an 11-yard penalty.
First and goal for Glasgow from the Mustangs 14-yard line after the penalty.
Coming to the near side, second, third effort. We got a couple more. Down to the 7. He picked up 7. That's the first time he hasn't picked up double digits. And that puts him over 100 yards rushing. Second and goal from the 7. Acosta is going to get hit and knocked back. Soon as he delayed and got stuck, it was going to cost him. Back to the 11. They send double wideouts to either side. Askey comes in now as the quarterback. He's the thrower. He keeps it and runs straight ahead and get inside the 5, maybe right to the 5. They spread everybody out, got him thinking pass. He runs it to the 5 and picks up 6 yards. So fourth and goal from the 5. Askey again will be the quarterback, alternating with Costa. Let's see if they run Hoon to the near side. They throw it, caught. There's a flag on the play. That might be interference against Medford. They caught it, did not get in the end zone. And they might have a hold or interference against Medford. And that's going to move it inside and give Classical a first and goal. I think it was Rucker with the catch. He got knocked down at the 1. It's not. It was not against Medford. It was against Glasgow. So they picked up 4 on the play. They needed 5, and Medford will snap it from their 1-yard line. So the penalty hurt. And Medford keeps it a 1-score game. They send wideouts right and left. Quarterback is deep in the end zone. Got to make sure you get rid of the ball. They got to make sure they get out of the end zone. They just got out. They didn't get too far. They put it back at the 1 for no gain. Second and 10 from the 1. Just past the halfway mark of this second period. 8-0 Glasgow. The big one in the doubleheader coming up. Arch rivals, Fenwick and St. Mary's. The last game. Again, 3 wideouts, 2 to the near side. Again, deep in the end zone with the snap. And unless the movement was against Classical, it's going to mean nothing because they can't penalize Medford. They're calling it against Classical. They move it out to the 6-yard line. So it's going to be 2nd and 5. It had to be against Classical to move the football because you couldn't put it. You'd have to move it like inside the 1. Four wideouts, 3 to the near side. Looking to throw, in trouble. Better get rid of it. He just got out to the 1-yard line. Maybe the 2 when he got run over. They put it at the 2. We lost 4. They need a whole bunch. Looking to throw. Incomplete. Good coverage. We got a Medford player down. Oscar's going to get great field position. Hope the player's going to be okay. They're carrying him off the field. Let's hope he's going to be all right. So without a run back, Classical's going to get great field position. They're going to kick from the back end zone. Nasky is back deep, and when I say deep, he's just outside the 30-yard line. So any kind of a run back, they could be in the red zone, Classical. As we get just under 4 minutes left. Nasky moves back a little bit. Medford's going to be worried about stepping out of the end zone when they kick the ball. They go back as far as they can. They're right against the back line. High snap. And that's going to be against Classical. He ran into the kicker. Medford's going to get the ball back. Classical would have had great field position around the 23-yard line, but they made contact with the kicker. Now, if it's a 5-yard penalty, it's not a first down. I'm going to wait and see if it's running in. It's a big one. Medford's going to get a first down. Out to the 17-yard line. So they'll get it back. They were going to be in serious trouble with Classical having the ball at the 23-yard line. They'd like to at least shrink the game here. They get the ball to start the second half. They send the 3 wideouts to the far side. They set up the screen. It got tipped and almost picked off. Peter Jean almost picked that off. He would have walked in. They set it up nicely, but they couldn't get it over Peter Jean. He's well over 6 feet. He just threw his arms up and blocked it and almost picked it. So 2nd and 10. Just over 3 minutes left in this first half. The 3 wideouts go to the far side. 1 to the near side. They hand it off, and they're not going to get a whole lot. And Stur gets it to the 19. So a big play here. They need 8. The quick out. Hit. Not going anywhere. A lot of green and gold jerseys all around that receiver. They put the ball out at the 21. They picked up 2. Medford's still looking for their first down. They're minus 4 yards for the half. With 2:24 left, Costco's going to get the football again. With any kind of a run back, they could get very good field position. They should get decent field position anyway following this kick. They'll be kicking it from inside their 10. Nasky will go back deep again. It's going back to midfield. I think that's a little too far, I think. The kick is away. And Nasky just gets out of the way and lets it go, and that's going to be a big roll from Medford all the way down to the classical 35-yard line. You don't want to get near it because it was bouncing around. You don't want to worry about trying to grab it, bobble it, fumble it. So he just got out of the way, and it took a great roll and bounce from Medford all the way to the classical 35-yard line. And with 10 seconds over 2 minutes left, Classical gets the football back, leading 8-0. We hope all you people on YouTube, live on YouTube, are enjoying this. Everybody running, fire drill, they didn't snap the ball. First and 15. Coming to this side, cutting it up inside, staying on his feet, breaking another tackle. He needs one block. Hoon staying inside, gets inside the 25-yard line. I want to see his birth certificate. Is he really a freshman? "47 yards. They try to run it to the far side. That was Hoon again. Back to the 24. Off the right side, cutting it back inside. They picked up 3. Now they're trying to run it to the far side.
Number 6, okay, Rocker on the run for the Rams. Will be 4th and 1 as a result from Medford 15.
Rucker is getting in the act. He carried the last couple of plays. He picked up 6. So it's going to be 4th and a couple with 41 seconds left. Hoon, the young freshman, with 147 yards. He's got the 8 points, touchdown conversion. As we see, Brian Vaughn, we told you, Brian Vaughn, the head coach of Classical, was an outstanding athlete at Lynn English. And next month, October, he's going to be inducted into the Lynn English Hall of Fame. Very well deserved. I did his games. He's a good friend of my daughter. He used to be my next door neighbor on Lexington Street. Terrific young man. He's done a great job here at Classical. Every place he's been, he's done a good job. Big 4th down play. They're going to throw it. Acosta lets it fly. Incomplete. They didn't come down. Come down out of bounds. He was looking for Nasky. So they turn it over. Is there a flag? There's a penalty, I think, against Medford. I think they're calling interference against Medford.
Penalty is on Medford.
They mark it down to the 7.
After the penalty, the Rams will take over with a 1st and goal.
First and goal from the 7. So Classical gets a break. Nasky will be the quarterback because he brings the play back. Looking to throw. Going to take off and run with it. Gets inside the 5. Holding against Classical.
Holding goal on Classical. That play will be brought back as a result.
It's even a bigger one. I think they mark it off from the point of the foul. It doesn't go from the line of scrimmage. So instead of the 17-yard line, it goes back to the 24. That's a 17-yard penalty. Nasky in trouble. Takes off and runs with it. Gets to the 20-yard line. Classical has a call of timeout. They can't. They don't have any. They have to hurry up to the line of scrimmage. This will be the last play. Nasky gets knocked down at the 30-yard line. That'll do it. So they had a golden up. They got a break with the pass interference, gave them a first down at the 7, but then they gave it back with a holding penalty when Nasky ran it inside the 5. It would have been 2nd and goal at the 4, but he pushed it back to the 24. and then the big sack ends the first half. Glasgow with that opening drive score, 64 yards in 5 plays, Hoon going 26. He ran in the conversion, so Glasgow virtually dominated the first half, but it's only an 8-0 lead, and Medford gets the ball to start the second half, and you'll be entertained at halftime by the Lynn Marching Band. So 8-0 Glasgow over Medford at halftime, and you get to see the Lynn Marching Band as well.
Medford will receive the ball to begin the second half here from Manning Field in Lynn.
Just about underway here. We set to start the second half here at Manning Field. Classical will kick it off. If not for penalties, Classical could have a pretty good lead. They fielded at the 17-yard line. Medford gets a break. They got blockers. Great return. Nick Silva gets it to the Classical 39. "44-yard return. And they're going to snap it for the first time in Classical territory. And we got illegal procedure. I don't know if they had too many men in the field. Illegal substitution. That'll push it back to the 44. It'll be 1st and 15. So penalties for Medford, but penalties for Classical as well. Really cost them. They got one touchdown. They could have had 2 or 3. They try to run it straight ahead. Not much doing. Esther to the 43. Picked up a yard. Medford had -4 yards, no first downs in the first half. Classical had 204 yards rushing, 4 yards passing, 9 first downs. That 4 yards passing was the last pass that was caught, and they stopped him at the 1-yard line. The pitch coming to the near side, not going to get around the corner. Good defense by Hoon. He's doing it on both sides. They put it back at the 47. They lost 3. They lost 4. Third down and 18. Look at the throw. He's in trouble, and he gets taken down. So they got a great run back. Silva, and they can't take advantage of it. They get it all the way back to their 47-yard line. So he wound up losing 9 yards. And they fumbled it back, and Classical recovered it. Moving off the right side, looking to get a step. So he picked up 7. He had 147 yards in the first half and all 8 points. And again, he's a freshman. He's made a couple of plays on defense as well. They stay in that sort of like Coming to the near side, looking to turn the corner. Costa with the carry. Down to the 17, he picked up 23. First and 10 from the 17. Staying at like single wing. They run it straight ahead. I think that was Delgado with the carry, gets in on the fun. He picked up 7. Second and 3. Hoon steps up. He's got the first down and more as he gets inside the 5. They put it at the 3. Very quickly, Hoon covers the 3 yards for a touchdown. They went very quickly. Hoon gets his second score. They look for 2. Costa is not going to get there. So Glasgow does what they did in the first half. Takes their opening possession and go down and score. After recovering the fumble, they go 47 yards in 5 plays. $17 of them picked up by Hoon, who scored the touchdown. 23 picked up by Costa. Delgado chipped in with 7. And Glasgow will kick it again here in the third period, as it's now 14-0, the Rams. Costa will kick it off. At the 13. Up the sideline again, 1 man to beat. Another great return. This one. Exeter. So another great return gets them in Glasgow territory. That's been the bright light for Medford. "44 yards on the return." They just had 44 yards before this. And now they line up 3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Looking to throw. They have to get rid of it quickly. They dump it to the side. And flare out to Exeter. They get more yards than they've had in a long time. They almost got a first down. They picked up 6 on the pass. 2nd and 4. They haven't had that many plus plays. They're still in minus yardage. The 3 wideouts go to the far side. Looking to throw again, in trouble. He just popped that up in the air. Almost got the receiver killed. He just threw that up in the air to Exeter like a little high pop-up to the shortstop. They picked up a yard. 3rd and 3. He had to get rid of it. Glasgow was all on top of the quarterback. Frenzo, the quarterback, threw that high to Exeter, and he caught it. He was in the air when he got hit. I would guess them in 4-down territory here. The quick out. They didn't give him the first down. Silva, the receiver. They put it at the 34. They're 1 yard away from their first down of the game, and we're past the halfway mark of this 3rd period. They need a yard. They go power high in the backfield. They hand it off. He didn't get it. They didn't make it. They ran right into the teeth of the Classical defense, and they didn't gain a yard.
Return on 1 down. Classical stops Medford on 4th down. Will take over with a 1st and 10.
So they still don't have a first down. Classical will take over at their 34 with just under 5 minutes left in this 3rd period. Greater Boston League football action. We hope you're enjoying it live on YouTube. Classical looking for win number 3. Medford looking for win number 1. Coming to the near side, cutting it up inside, looking for a step. They just got a hold and they dropped the ball. Acosta with the carry. Medford's going to recover. So give Acosta 3 yards. And give Medford the football at the 37-yard line. Looked like he might take it. He was a step away from breaking it, and they got a piece of him, and they knocked it loose. Medford came up with the football. They handed off, hit in the backfield, and dropped. Exeter going nowhere. They lose 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 12. Again, the 3 wideouts go to the far side. Dropping back over the middle. Classical came up quickly and made the defensive play. And he made contact with the receiver. And he's He's not getting up. He made the defensive play, and he made contact with the receiver. He went down. He started to get up, and then went back down again. Trainer out, checking him out. Glasgow can't afford to lose any more players. They've already lost Vaughn from last year. They lost Fessler from this year. They lost Corello from this year. Third and 12 for Medford as we get back to football. Again, the three wideouts go to the far side, one to the near side. From the shotgun. Dropping back, looking to throw. Slid and made the catch inside the 30. Put it at the 28. They picked up 11, and they have another fourth and a yard. Actually, they put it to 29. They need 2. They need 2 on fourth down. Looking to throw under pressure. Hit. They made the catch. Where are they putting the football? They're calling it incomplete. I was waiting to see if he made the catch. They call it incomplete. So with 2:32 left in the third period, Medford still doesn't have a first down. That couple of passes they completed put them into plus yardage just barely. Coming to the near side and getting stacked up. That's Hoon. We'll call it the 31 and give them 2. We got a timeout down the field. Second and 8 when they resume play. Glasgow leading at 14-0. Just about a quarter of a way from their third win to go 3-1. Medford still within enough they could come back and get their first win. Everybody, coaches on both sides, discussing what's going on. I can't tell you the name of the Medford coach because the roster they gave us only has the players, and it's even harder to read those. I'm virtually guessing at the names because they printed it very small and not easy to read. Not very clear at all. They run straight ahead, getting to the outside.
Route 22 carried on with a big first down run for the Rams.
And it's Hoon again. Out to the 47. He picked up 16 yards and a first down.
After the run, Glass will be set up with a first and 10 while he plays on their own 47.
He's closing in on 200 yards rushing. Coming to the near side. Slips a tackle, gets a block, staying on his feet. Nasky just got knocked out of bounds.
John Nasky with a big first down run for Glasgow.
He got around the corner. They had a shot at him. He just deked and went by him. Gets to the Medford 28. 25 yards on the play. It'll be first and 10 at the 27. Hoon breaks it off that right side. They open up a huge hole. Down to the 17. He picked up 11. He needs 6 yards for 200 yards. And he's got all 14 points. And he's a freshman. I don't believe it. They give it to him again. That's going to put him over 200. To the 11. That puts him at 200 yards. Up the middle quickly, looking for the end zone. He got to the 1. He picked up 10 more. They may not get this play off. And they don't. That's the end of the period.
After 3, score is a Mansfield here in Lynn. Glasgow 14, Medford 0. Glasgow getting over the ball against fourth quarter.
Glasgow with 324 yards rushing. Medford has minus 15. They've got 19 yards passing, which means they have 4+ yards. Boone has 210 yards rushing. Boone runs it in. 20-0. He's got 3 touchdowns and a conversion. Pass is caught, and they get in. Peter Jean. Makes it 22-0. So Glasgow well on their way to 3-1. And won't be a happy bus ride back to Medford. Glasgow has just run the football, over 300 yards rushing. And that offensive line for Glasgow just doing a job. So Medford didn't get their over 40 yard return as they had the last 2 kicks. They get it out across their 25. At the 27, maybe they're putting it down at, we'll call it the 28. So 1st and 10 from the 28. They really haven't been able to do much. They completed a couple of passes their last couple of possessions, but short yardage. They still don't have a first down. They run it straight ahead for short yardage. Exeter. They got a yard to the 29. Three wide outs come to the near side. Wide open. He was all by himself. Great hustle by Nasky is going to save a touchdown. Almost looked like he was back making, he could have made a fair catch. Justin Marino was back there all by himself. They got the ball to the 8-yard line. 63 yards. Their first down of the game comes with 10:33 left. He was standing there. He just waited for the ball to come down. It was like a fair catch. There wasn't anybody within 20 yards of him. What a tremendous hustle play by Nasky to run him down and not let him get in the end zone. He tackled him at the 8-yard line. So Medford still has to work for points. But it was like, where are they? Where is everybody? Where is the defense? There wasn't anybody within striking distance. While I got a chance, I want to mention the offensive line. Walter Benitez, A.J. Concepcion, Gio Pena, Joel Sosa, Antonio Ferez, Lamont Quinones. Those guys have done a tremendous job up front. They dump it out, caught, in for a touchdown. He was not the intended receiver. They were going downfield. But the quarterback, with a little jump pass, threw it out to the sideline. Exeter broke a couple of tackles. He gets in for the score. And Medford gets on the board. They pick up their first down. They go into plus yardage. Got 90 yards passing, 63 of them on that pass to Marino. And they'll go for 2. Incomplete. 72 yards in 3 plays. He looked downfield and he was about to get hit. He dumped it on the sideline to Exeter. He got hit, spun off, and carried a couple of people in the end zone. Good second and third effort for Exeter. And Medford gets on the board. And they'll kick the Classical for the first time since the opening kickoff. Just over 10 minutes left in this one. And still, people are still shocked over that pass play. 63 yards to Marino. He had to wait for it to come down. He looked like a center fielder catching a fly ball, waiting for it to come down. And Nasky made a great play that momentarily stopped the touchdown. He tried a little onside kick. Classical will catch it at about the 42, maybe the 43-yard line. Medford trying to get the ball back. They're going to put it at the 42, I believe. So that's where Classical will put it in play. We mentioned again, congratulations to Brian Vaughan, the coach of Classical, former outstanding English athlete, outstanding college athlete, going into the Hall of Fame at Lynn English. Very well deserved. Outstanding young man. Coming to the near side, cutting it up inside, looking for a step. He needs one step. Hesitation, they're going to knock him out at about the 20-yard line. They knocked him out at the Medford 20. .48 yards on the play. Slipping a tackle. Getting plus yardage was Rucker. Costa. Down to the 2. Hoon runs it in from the 2. He gets his 4th. Classical approaching 400 yards rushing. Hoon has 251. Assuming he plays for the next 3 years, because he's a freshman, he will have to go wild and crazy to ever come close to the night he's having right now. Ryan Bush with the conversion. Medford runs it back, and they get decent field position again, but too little, too late. Out to the Medford 41. They've had good field position most of the night. They had one where they started at their 1 yard line, but a penalty helped them to get out of that jam a little bit. But they just haven't been able to do anything consistently offensively. They haven't been able to run it or throw it. They double the wideouts now to either side. The quick out, caught, dropped, incomplete. So 383 yards rushing for Classical, 258 of them by Hoon, and I hope I'm pronouncing that name correctly. Tyron, H-O-E-U-N. Hohen. Looking to throw again. Incomplete again. Classical just shy score-wise of having this clock continually run. You wonder why Brian Vaughn is so successful. He's out in the field talking to his kids, gesturing, motioning. The game is virtually over. They're winning easily. He's still deeply into it, coaching his kids. They let it fly deep. It's caught. He stepped right in front of the defense. That's Marino with another great catch. They threw it up for grabs. Marino out-rebounded everybody.
No,
14 yards in the first down. And they're bringing it back for a penalty. They mark it back to the 36 for a motion penalty. So it's going to be 3rd and 15. Marino made a great catch. He went up, shielded the defense away, and out-rebounded them.
all be placed on the 36.
So they need 15. In trouble. Incomplete, throwing it on the fly. He ran, got away from trouble, sprinted to the far side, on the run, threw the ball, incomplete. And Medford will have to kick it away. And they land on it at the classical 34-yard line. Three ticks over, 7 minutes left in this one. Classical's going to go to 3-1. Medford's going to be looking for their first win next week. Classical sends double wideouts to either side. They run it straight ahead, looking for a step. They get just inside Medford territory, and that's Hohen. 17 yards and a first down.
After the run, the Rams will be set up with a 1st and 10. Ball being placed in Mustang territory at 39-yard line.
That puts Classical at 400 yards rushing. Medford has minus 14. Just over 6 minutes left. From the Medford 49-yard line. 3 wideouts to the far side, 1 to the near side. To keep by Naskey. Yeah, it's about 5.
Nasty on the run for the Rams. Be a 5-yard pickup and set up the Rams with a 2nd and 5. Ball being placed on Mustang's 44-yard line.
keep trying to go straight ahead. That was Nasky again. They're putting it back at the 45. I thought he went straight ahead. He lost a yard. So they need 6 on third down. Coming to the near side, cutting it up inside, slipping a tackle, staying on his feet. Second, third efforts. It's going to be a first down. And that's Hune again. He picked up 9. Coming to the near side. That's Costa. Got it to the 33 for a pickup of 3. Hoeing with the carry. Boy, he's been a workhorse. He got a yard. Medford has 70 yards of offense, 63 of them on that one pass to Marino. 2 wideouts to the near side. The quick out, had it, dropped it. Looking for Rucker. Fourth and 6. And we're going to get a timeout. Glasgow scored on the opening drive of the game. Made it 8-0. They scored on the opening drive of the second half. Made it 14-0. They scored on the first play of the fourth period from the 1-yard line to make it 22-0. And on the next possession, they scored again. To make it 30. In the meantime, Medford finally got on the board thanks to that 63-yard pass play to Marino. So it was actually 22-6, and then he made it 30-6. And that's where we are now, with just over 3 minutes left. Looking to throw, in trouble, got nailed from behind and dropped. And that's Nasky. Back at the 40-yard line, he lost 8. That puts him 1 yard under 400 yards. They were over 400. That 8-yard loss puts him 1 under. Medford takes over at their own 40-yard line. Hit from behind. He's lucky he held on to the ball. He didn't see the green and gold shirt coming from behind. They lost 5. Second and 15. The 3 whiteouts come to the near side. 1 to the far side. And we're going to flag. Medford moved. So now it's going to be second and 20. They set up the screen. They complete it to Exeter. Out to the 38. They picked up 8. So they need 7. In trouble, slipped away, going to try and run with it. Not going to go very far. Right back at the 38 for no gain. Here to bring up a 4th down. I don't think they're going to punt it from here. With a minute left, they'll be under a minute when they snap the ball. Well under a minute. This will be Medford's last play. "79 yards of offense for Medford, and 63 of them came on that one pass that helped set up the 1 touchdown. They have 1 first down, and that was that 1 63-yard pass. They throw it out, caught, dropped, and it's a lateral, so they better get it back. They're going to lose all the way back. They stop the clock, and that's going to do it. That's the last play. They let the clock run out. So Medford had 1 first down. They had a 63-yard pass play from the quarterback offer on to Marino that set up the 1 touchdown, offering to Exeter for the 6 points. Hohen, I'm going to try and figure out how to pronounce that name. The young freshman had a game and a half. He rushed for 278 yards. He scored all the touchdowns, most of the conversions, leading Classical to their 3rd win. Classical went 64 yards in 5 plays. Hoon went 26, ran the conversion. It was 8-0. Stayed that way the first half. They come out in the 3rd period. Classical with their opening possession. They recovered a fumble after Medford turned it over. They went 47 yards in 5 plays. Hohen going the final 3. Conversion no good. It was 14-0. It stayed that way until the 4th period. First play of the 4th period, Hohen went in from the 1 to make it 20. A pass to Peter Jean for the conversion, made it 22. Medford got that 63-yard pass play. They scored on the 8-yard pass to Exeter to make it 22-6. Classical came back. They went 58 yards in 4 plays. Hone going in from the 2. The conversion was good, made it 30-6. And that was the final score for Classical. Nasky had 47 yards rushing. Acosta had 77. Hohen scored most of the touchdowns, scored all the touchdowns, had most of the conversions, rushed for 278 yards. Nasky ran for 47. Classical had 399 yards rushing, 4 yards passing, and over 400 yards total of offense. Medford had 79 yards of offense, minus 19 rushing, 98 yards passing. 63 of those were the one pass to Marino setting up the touchdown, and it was all Classical, and that offensive line for Classical really did a job. As Classical picks up their 3rd win, they'll go to 3-1. Medford will have to keep looking for their 1st win, as it's Classical 30, Medford 6 here at Manning Field in this GBL battle. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm Don Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.